Now, we've all heard the term Fifth Beatle bandied about. It's been applied to guys who've worked with the group, who've played with the group. To me, somebody who's a fifth Beatle is somebody who's had a lasting impact on the boys and their music. Nevertheless, there are 10 guys that come to mind who could earn the title of fifth, well, through 14th Beatle. Andy White was brought in when George Martin really wasn't satisfied with Ringo's drumming on Love Me Do. But that was his only outing with the group. And when Ringo got tonsillitis, Jimmy Nicol was recruited to play on their tour, and he played 8 dates with the boys. But after that, he faded into obscurity. Pete Best was fired and replaced by Ringo right before Beatlemania took off, primarily for subpar drumming and maybe a thought that he didn't really fit in with the band. Nevertheless, he played more with the band than anybody besides Ringo. But he really didn't have a lasting impact on the Beatles as a group as we know them. Eric Clapton gets mentioned because of his closeness with George, but he really only played on one song, While My Guitar Gently Weeps. Now, Stuart Sutcliffe was a childhood mate of the boys and their first bass player, though not a very good one, but he did play with them in Germany. He left the band in 1961 and died of a brain hemorrhage shortly thereafter. He was remembered on the cover of Sgt. Pepper, and if you're going to vote just with emotion, I think you could call him the fifth Beatle. Now, Billy Preston met the guys in 1962 when they were all in Germany, and he was playing with Little Richard. But he didn't play with them until 1969 at the Get Back sessions and, of course, the rooftop concert. Now, he's the only artist that get a credit on a Beatles record. But remember, he only did play on 10, some say 12 songs. The names Neil Aspinall and Mel Evans may surprise you. In fact, you might not even know them. But they were with the guys from the beginning all the way to the very end. They started off as roadies, and then Neil became the boys' personal assistant and went on to be the chief executive of their Apple Corps company. Mel became their constant companion, a mix of bodyguard, assistant, a friend when needed. He even played on a few of their songs. Now, their importance to the Beatles cannot be understated. Brian Epstein, of course, was their business manager. He got them their first record deal. He was the organizer of all of their tours, and he was the steadying force when Beatlemania and real life really got to be too much for the boys. His untimely death in 1967 really underscored his vital importance to the band with their steady disintegration after that. There is no question that George Martin is the fifth Beatle. Sir George signed them to their record contract. He produced virtually all of their songs except for the Let It Be album. He wrote all of their orchestrations. He played on 37 of their songs. That's credited. The number is probably higher. He envisioned or invented, along with the engineers, many of the sounds that were innovations to the record industry at the time. So the fifth Beatle can be no one else but Sir George Martin. Do you agree?